Well, let's go ahead and get started. I'd like to welcome everybody today to your super tiny 30-minute sales training workshop today titled Appointment Setting Secrets. My name is Terry Hansen. I'm the president and founder of the Hansen University. We are an executive sales training and leadership development company that really works with B2B sales teams to help them reach their full sales productivity potentials. And today we're focused really on strategies that all of us, frankly, can use to motivate our sales prospects and business owners and other executives to meet with us without sounding pushy or resorting to high-pressure sales tactics. So I'm excited to be with you and share some strategies with you in that for that purpose. Here's a couple of things that you can expect. The first is, during our short conversation, we're really not going to be around together very long. Just 30 minutes will fly by quick, and we've got lots and lots to cover. But I want to share with you the exact steps, 5 secrets that you can use, again, to motivate business owners to meet with you. And to help, I have emailed over to you, or you've been able to download previously, a copy of the one-page PDF workbook, or worksheet better, that goes along with this. And on that worksheet, it outlines these 5 steps that we will be covering today. So make sure you've got that right in front of you. That'll be a critical component during our training. The second thing that you can expect is, if you can do all that you can to focus your time and attention on our material, really removing any kind of distractions that there might be, and focus your attention on what we are going to talk about, I promise that something special is going to happen. As we are talking and going along, you're going to receive some really interesting insights. Some light bulbs are going to go off for you, and you'll have kind of this burst of inspiration, these flashes of intelligence that come into your brain. And I want to invite you in the moment, right then and there, to stop and jot some of those notes down. Write some things down on your one-page worksheet there. Those will be the most valuable, most important takeaways that you will get from our training. And you'll forget everything else, and everything else will be irrelevant, but you'll never forget those insights that you gain. And those are the things that you want to jot down and record. Those are the big money makers for you personally. The third thing that you can expect is, at the end of our conversation today, I want to leave a little bit of time for some Q&A to answer whatever questions you might have about some of the things that we have gone over and talked about and discussed. But also, I want to give you a special gift, my way really of saying thank you for taking time out of your busy day to develop yourself and grow professionally. And that sort of action, that sort of intention really deserves rewarding, and so I've got something for you there, but hang on till the end. The fourth thing that you can expect, as it says there, is BTDT. I have been there, done that. I remember years and years ago, early in my sales career, I was working for a sales manager at a printing company who had pretty high expectations. He wanted all of his sales reps to schedule between 5 and 10 brand new sales appointments, sales meetings with business owners each week. And as I hit the streets with my polished and freshly minted 30-second introduction and my elevator speech, and as I would share that as often as I could with business owners, it seemed like a business owner after business owner would brush me off with comments like, "Oh, we do that internally," or "We're pretty happy with who we are working with," or "Why don't you call me in 6 months," or something like that, or "Thanks, but no thanks." And it seemed like the harder I tried, the more effort that I threw into it, the worse that it got. And it was kind of a low spot in my selling career. And about that time, I remember attending a seminar where the speaker was sharing some strategies about or information about why people buy and what motivates people to take action, and buyer psychology. And I remember getting out of that seminar and just having my perspective widened, and I immediately understood where the gaps were in my introduction, what wasn't working, and why people were not responding to the things that I was saying. And so I immediately went back to the office, made some modifications and changes, and put those into action. And wouldn't you know it, the next week, I almost doubled the quantity of meetings that I was scheduling. I was flabbergasted by the dramatic change that it made. And several weeks later, my sales started increasing as well, and it was great. Now, fast forward a decade, I've been continuing to iterate and refine that approach over the years. And that's why I'm so excited to share not only with you, not only what I learned in that seminar years and years ago, but what I have learned over the years and how I've been able to refine things and distill that really into 5 secrets that just make a huge difference in motivating people to take action. And the last thing that you can expect is, once you learn this recipe and put it into action, it is worth it. What I've noticed in my world and in the lives of a lot of the people that I coach and train is that two things happen. Number one, they start spending actually less time prospecting and hunting for new business, yet the quantity of meetings and appointments that they're scheduling increases. Think of that inverse relationship there, spending less time cold calling or trying to prospect, but actually get more meetings from it. So that's what we're going to do, and I'm excited about that. Since we're talking about motivation, we would be foolish if we didn't talk about the things that actually kill motivation on the part of business owners. What are we doing that may be sabotaging us unknowingly? So if you take a look at the screen, I've listed 5 things that actually kill motivation. When you and I as sales reps or sales professionals, when we introduce ourselves to people, sometimes we can come across overly enthusiastic, happy, work hard to make friends with people right off the get-go. And the only people on the planet that do that with perfect strangers are salespeople. And so one of the things that what happens is when someone understands or perceives that we are a salesperson trying to sell them something, they lose all respect and trust for us. And so that's the first thing that kills motivation is a lack of trust. The second is when they notice that we are a salesperson trying to sell them something, they become immediately pretty distracted with the following thoughts. How can I get this person off the phone? How can I get them out of the office? How can I get as far away from them as possible? We actually lose their attention. We might be talking about some very valuable things, but they're not even paying attention to what we're saying because they're so distracted with these conflicting thoughts. So that kills motivation. The other thing is, as we start talking about usually our companies, our products and services, what sets us apart in the marketplace, how we're different from our competitors, or all the unique things that we offer that can benefit them, the only thing that's rattling around in their brain is the questions like, so what? I mean, who cares? What's in it for me? How is this even relevant to me and my company? And why am I wasting so much time on the phone with this person? So when they can't see the context or the relevancy to their world, they lose interest, they lose any desire, and certainly motivation to chat with us. The other thing that kills motivation is when they don't feel safe. Talking with the salesperson, booking meetings, scheduling time out of their busy schedule can be risky. They fear that they're going to waste time. They worry that they're going to spend money that they don't have or on things that they don't need. And so when they don't feel safe, like it's a safe investment of their time and money, just to talk with us more, not to buy anything yet, but just to talk more with us, they're always looking for avenues to escape and get away from us. So that lack of safety certainly kills motivation. The fifth and final thing is, has this ever happened to you? Have you ever actually booked a meeting with a business owner, scheduled a meeting, gone to their office at the appointed time, or made a phone call, called them at the time that you scheduled to chat and go right to their voicemail, or find them in a meeting or out of the office or gone? They're like a complete no-show. They totally dogged you. Has that ever happened? Have you ever asked yourself, what happened to the commitment? We had a good conversation. Why did they dog me? Typically, our prospects lack the commitment to meet with us because they felt, to some degree, pressure. They felt manipulated or pushed into meeting, and so because it kind of goes back to that risk factor there, because they felt the pressure to meet, they got scared and ran away. So that's what we're going to talk about. These are all the things that kill motivation. It kind of goes without saying that we got to figure out some ways to avoid these traps, these things, as we are introducing ourselves to sales managers. So that's why we're talking about these 5 secrets to motivating them without sounding pushy or applying any sort of unnecessary pressure on them. So take a look at your worksheet. At the top there, you see there are 5 steps. The first step is we have to take some proactive steps to not sound like a salesperson, and we do that during the first stage. During the opening is what I call it. And we do that using 3 different tactics. The first tactic is what they call using a pattern interrupting question. A pattern interrupting question. The second, we share a purpose. Third, we get permission to chat with them. And doing these things really helps us avoid putting our foot in our mouth, sounding like a salesperson, and kind of losing control of the conversation even before it gets started. So an example of a pattern interrupting question really is any question that we ask that gets the prospect to start thinking about themselves rather than on us. Usually when they get a call or when they meet somebody, they expect that person to talk about themselves. We're going to reverse that by actually putting the spotlight on them. So an example of an opening statement might be something like, and let's pretend I'm doing a cold call, you know, ring, ring, and John picks up the phone and he says, hello, this is John. I say, John, Terry Hansen here. I don't know if my name sounds familiar to you, does it? And John will think and he'll stammer and stutter and say, no, I don't think so. I'm sorry. What can I help you with? And I'll say, oh, no matter. I had a couple of questions for you and was hoping to get your help. Do you have a minute? So I asked him a pattern interrupting question. If my name sounded familiar, I told him my purpose. I had some questions, needed his help, and I got his permission. Do you have a minute? That sort of opening one sentence statement keeps his brain active and alert and attentive, but certainly makes it sound like I am anything but a salesperson. So his heart's open, his mind's open, and he's ready to chat. Secret number 2 is we've got to capture their attention, and we do this immediately in the introduction stage. So this is the attention-getting stage, if you will. And we do this by, again, sharing our name, our company, and then we're going to share with them what our value statement is. Now, historically, our value statements are typically focused on us. They share, my company does this, we sell this, we provide this, or we provide best in class this, or, you know, it's all, the value statement is all about our value proposition. When we do that, we lose them. They tune out, they start saying, oh, here we go, salesperson, what's in it for me? I don't even care, who are you? You know, they become very, very distracted. We lose their attention. So it kind of begs the question, what can we say to capture their attention? We're not going to talk about us. We're going to talk about them. So think about the top problems and issues and challenges, the little diagram there, or the graphic. We're thinking about what ails them, what hurts them, what pain they're in right now. What are their biggest challenges and frustrations in the business? For example, I sell sales training, so guess what? I think about what are some of the common sales challenges that salespeople run into? Well, they might struggle closing sales consistently, or they might have a hard time booking appointments or things like that. So if I'm introducing myself and giving a value statement, I would say something like, after I just gave my opening, I would say, well, I work with, I run an executive sales training company, and we typically work with companies who are concerned that their sales teams are not scheduling the quantity of appointments each week that they would like them to. That's my value statement. Notice it had really nothing to do about me, but everything to do about the companies that I work with. That's how we capture their attention. Secret number 3 is we've got to, now that we've given them an introduction, they've got a little bit of context about what we're talking about, now I've got to create some interest. I've got to create some desire and some motivation to keep talking with me and start opening them up a little bit. I do this by simply asking some engagement questions. I've got their pain points. I know exactly what they're struggling with and dealing with. So right out of the gate, I've got to come up with 3 to 5 good questions that all revolve around this core issue, this big boulder in the road that's blocking their path to success. And ultimately, the outcome of this is they conclude and we conclude, is this problem big enough that it's worth solving? Does it make sense to do something about this? So for example, on your worksheet there, you've got examples of just several different kinds of engagement questions. So after I introduce myself using my value statement, we work with companies who are concerned, frankly, that some on their sales team may not be scheduling the quantity of sales appointments and meetings with their ideal prospects like they would like. Immediately right after that, I'm going to ask a question like, John, how satisfied are you ultimately with the quantity of appointments and meetings that your sales team is scheduling? And so I've asked him a question specifically about a problem I know he's most likely dealing with. And then I'm going to keep asking a couple more questions. Why do you think they struggle so much? How long has that been a problem? How is, I'm sure you've addressed this in lots of ways. Has any of that helped? What do you think's holding them back? You know, I'm going to ask lots of questions to help get him talking and elaborating more about how big this problem is, how severe it is, why it's an issue, and whether or not, frankly, if it's big enough to solve. But as he's talking and as he's going, again, I'm putting the spotlight on him. Secret number 4 is I've got to reduce any concern, any risk, any fear, or hesitation in any way to meet with me. So I'm going to come out of the gate and offer something free. And this is where I help him feel very safe, that I'm not pushy, that I'm not manipulative, I'm not trying to cajole him into anything. I'm going to get out of the way and offer something free and complimentary and reduce that risk to meet with me. So, in this example, I might say something like, well, John, I appreciate everything that you've mentioned. I tell you, I don't do this for everybody, but I tell you what what I'd be open to doing is putting together a complimentary sales training workshop for your team to share some strategies that they could use to help them just more consistently schedule appointments with their prospects. And this would be complimentary, my gift to you. Is that something that you think it would make sense to chat more about? So I did two things there. Number one, I offered something for free, but number two, I confirmed his interest. Now, in my world, I offer complimentary trainings, and that's good. In your world, it really is what you offer for free is only limited by your imagination. It could be a video, it could be an article, it could be an infographic that you share for free or give him for free. It could be an assessment, it could be an audit, it could be some sort of coaching or a review, it could be a training, it could be educational in nature, it could be really anything. But the whole point of the matter is it needs to be an immediate Band-Aid to solve an owie or a problem that they just got done explaining to you that they had. So it shouldn't be something that's going to cost you an arm and a leg, but it should be directly tied to the problem at hand. So for example, if you're working with a company who's got a marketing challenge, it probably wouldn't make sense for you to bring over a box of chocolates to their office. Box of chocolates is very nice. Everybody likes chocolate. However, does that box of chocolates solve a marketing problem? Probably not. So what would be a more effective, free something to give them if they had some sort of marketing or advertising challenge? Maybe it would be an assessment or an audit or a review of their social media platforms, or maybe it would be something else like that. But something that's connected to the problem. That's the best thing to give them for free. Now, you're not going to give away the farm, all your products and services for free, but it should be some introductory small step that really gives them some immediate value and also gives them a chance to interact with you and see you and your services and products in action. The fifth and final secret that is kind of the winning gem is you have to get them committed to meet with you. And you do this during the appointment setting stage or the step, which is the very last one at the bottom of your page there. And so as after I've offered my complimentary or free something and I've confirmed his interest, I'm going to ask a question and he says yes. Then I'm going to say something like, well, that sounds good. Do you happen to have your calendar handy? And he pulls out his calendar and we schedule a very specific time and place for that training to happen, or for that next conversation. You know, I've got time on Monday or Tuesday in the afternoon. What looks good to you? And we schedule a very specific time, date, and place. The next thing is we're gonna make sure to talk about a clear agenda, something specific that we're gonna talk about. For example, it might be, John, when we get back together, it'll be important for us to dive a little bit deeper into this problem that you've mentioned to me. And we really identify 2 or 3 core topics that you want to make sure that we focus on in that complementary training, and who you want to have involved in that training, and certainly some times that it would make sense to do that. Are you okay talking about a few of those things during our next conversation? And John would say, sure. So we iron down a specific agenda, core things that we're going to be talking about that moves the conversation forward productively. Third, I'm going to give him a small homework assignment, something specific, something small to do that helps him commit. People become more motivated, interested, and committed when they make promises and keep promises, when they make commitments and keep commitments. There's something self-fulfilling about that. So when I say, John, who else do you think it would make sense to include in our next conversation besides yourself? He would say, well, probably Bob and Kathy, I think would make sense. Okay, well, I'm happy to, if you will send me an email with Bob and Kathy's names and email addresses, I'll be sure to include them on the calendar invite. Are you okay doing that? And he says, yes. So I just gave him a homework assignment. He's going to send me an email with some very specific information. So when he does that, he feels good that he's making and keeping commitments and moving things productively forward. It's just a little tool to get him locked in. Fourth and final is we're just going to send a follow-up confirmation email It could be a calendar invite, could be stating the agenda that we're going to have so that he's got something, our contact information and a way to contact us, etc. So those are the 5 secrets. To review kind of where we've come from, is you see, if you look back over your worksheet there, the first step, the opening, is all about building trust. We use these pattern interrupting questions. Does my name sound familiar? Or did I catch it at a bad time? Or another one that I like to use is, John, I was told by the gal up front that you oversee the marketing in your company. Was she mistaken, or is that accurate? And he says, no, that's fine. That's true. That's me. And okay. Now notice again, it's just not about me. It's about him. A pattern interrupting question is any question that deals with them, that gets them thinking about themselves, not me. Second step is we grab their attention in the introduction through our value statement that isn't focused on us and what we do, but it's focused on them and their hypothetical or most likely problems and issues and challenges that they're dealing with in their company. Third step is the motivational step. We build desire and interest by asking good questions, allowing them to talk and expand on what the issues are. The fourth step is the safety step, which is where we offer them something complimentary that immediately creates value for them, that puts their fears to rest and makes and helps them feel good about what we're doing. The fifth and final step is the commitment step, where we schedule the appointment, put an agenda together, give a homework assignment, and confirm. So my hope really at the end of the day is that you can use this worksheet to refine your 30-second introduction. Make some changes in how you introduce yourself, what comes out of your mouth, the steps that you follow. Use these 5 secrets: trust, attention, motivation, safety, commitment. These are the 5 secrets that you can use to really get people motivated to chat with you, feel like it's a good idea, look forward to it, be excited about it. This is not something that you can wing or that you can delegate to somebody else like Homer Simpson down there. This unfortunately just takes time, and you've got to put some elbow grease and work into it to craft and refine this for you. But I promise, when you put the time and effort into it, it will work wonderfully. It'll be very worth it. Your appointments and meetings will increase, and your sales will grow as well. So this might seem a little overwhelming. We've gone very quickly over these, and you might say, whoa, I just need some time to absorb this, and I believe that it's good stuff, but man, how do I apply this to my industry? How can I put this into action? I think about a quote from Aristotle. He said, "In the arena of human life, the honors and rewards fall to those," and when I think of those, I think of you and I as business owners and sales professionals and just good, hardworking people just trying to do the best we can, right? The rewards and honors fall to those who show their good qualities in action. And that word action always comes back, because you and I frankly can't get the kind of results and outcomes we want in life, but also just in our careers, without taking different action. And when we demonstrate our courage and our commitment to ourselves and our families and our companies by taking different action, we can't help but enjoying honors and rewards that come to us. And so it's that very quality and characteristic that I want to reward and honor. As you have taken action today, I want to give you some tools and resources that you can help you implement and put this stuff into practice. And so I mentioned that I have a special gift for you, and this is it. I want to make this available to you. What I've put together to help you put into practice and implement everything that we've learned today is actually an online course, a special online course titled Sales Appointment Setting Secrets. And in that online course, it shares with you strategies that you can use to schedule more sales appointments without having to beat your head against the wall, go through all the headaches and rejections that so often come with that. Let me share with you what's in there, and I'll share with you this special bonus that I have for you. In the course, I've put together 4 60-minute sales training videos for you. So that's over 240 minutes of professional video sales training. There's 4 modules in there. They're all very powerful. The first one, as you see, is all about developing and refining your prospecting plan, knowing what your goals and your targets are, identifying how many contacts, how many appointments you need to schedule and set each and every day so that you can deliver and get out the number of proposals that you need to get out each month and close the number of sales that you need to close each month so that you can generate the kind of income that you want on a monthly basis. It is a recipe. It is reverse engineerable, and in that training I give you the exact steps that you need to do to build a solid prospecting plan to make the money that you want. The second module is all about developing a prospecting mindset. There's so much about prospecting and hunting for business and developing new business and appointment setting that is uncomfortable and difficult, sometimes scary and outside of our comfort zones. This training goes over some of the strategies that you can use to build your confidence, to build your motivation, to get yourself from a mindset perspective and an attitude perspective solid, strong, stable, and ready to confidently represent yourself and your company. The third module in there is all about building on what we've talked about today, refining and improving your 30-second introduction. You're building and refining your value statement and focusing it on your prospects' problems rather than on your products and services. The last module in there is about making contact with decision makers, how to effectively work with gatekeepers who block the way, how to get your decision makers and your contacts to respond to you, answer your phone calls, respond to your emails, and things like that. So in this online training, I've given you these 4 60-minute sales training videos, but to go along with that, to really help with your learning and your overall application and implementation, I also give you access to several downloadable sales training workbooks. These are usually 4, 5, 6, 7 page long PDF documents that you can download at 3-hole punch and stick into a 3-ring binder to create a training binder for yourself. And so these will naturally speed up your learning and really enhance your ability to apply what you're learning. But there's also action plans at the very end that serve as kind of a little mini accountability partner to help you. So you've got access to the videos, access to the workbooks, and I also give you access to some assessment quizzes to test your understanding and look for any gaps in your understanding that there might be so that you can go back and review. The worst thing in the world is marching forward, not understanding some critical components that will always come back to haunt you. So I give you access to these quizzes, the PDF workbooks, the training videos themselves, but also here is where I can help you more specifically and intimately. At the bottom of each module, there is a comment section that allows you to ask questions, share insights, share comments. All of that comes directly to me via email. And when I get those, I respond back directly to you. If you have questions, that's a great time for me to provide some one-on-one coaching to you, give you feedback and support in ways just unique to you. So that's an area where I can help you there. So I give you access to the comment section, feedback, the quizzes, the workbooks, the videos, but also it's going to be important that you're not alone, that you're supported and surrounded by people who are climbing the same mountain that you are. And I want to invite you to our private Hansen University Facebook community, where other professionals are, again, climbing the same mountain that you are. You share your success stories, you read theirs, you network, you get daily access to daily insights and sales training tips that can make all the difference for you. So all of this is included in this Sales Appointment Setting Secrets Master Course is what it is. The videos, the workbooks, the assessment quizzes, the comment section, the Facebook community, but I also give you several infographics as bonus material that you can use to better manage your prospecting time, increase your response rate from prospects, and take your planning and your preparation, prospect planning and preparations to the next level. Now, normally when I'm not in this kind of a format, typically I charge about $49 to get access to this master course, but I'm not going to charge that to you to get access to these 6 things: the videos, the workbooks, the assessment quizzes, the comment section, the private Facebook community, and all the bonus material as my special gift to you and as my thank you to you for demonstrating your good qualities in action. Is my special gift is that all of this is 86% discounted to just $7 today. So now it is limited. I apologize. At midnight tonight, this has to go away because I want to reward those who take action and not leave this open-ended forever. But again, for $7, you get access to the 4 60-minute sales training videos, all of the downloadable workbooks, the assessment quizzes to help identify any learning gaps that there might be, comments in the comment section, and the Facebook community, as well as all the bonus material. The way that you get access to this special course, this is a special link. The link was huge because of the discounted code in there, so I had to shorten it up with the Google URL shortener. So I've got an abbreviated URL there that you can jot down. And in fact, if you look on your worksheet there down at the bottom, you'll notice that the same shortened link is at the bottom there. So you can copy and paste that into a browser, or just type it in and hit that, and it'll immediately take you to our master course page, where you can see the $49 price has been X'd out, and it just says $7 there, and you can get access to that right now. So, but just up until midnight tonight, again, I've got to take it down because I don't want it to be a forever open-ended thing just for anybody, but I do want to reward those who take action and are really interested in improving themselves. But this is my gift to you. I applaud what you are doing. I believe in you. I believe in your in what you want to accomplish, your dreams, your goals, your objectives. I think what you do is valuable, and the world really does need what you offer, your products and services, and all that you represent with your company. So my desire really is to be a servant and to help you along your journey to success, to help you reach your goals. So anyway, $7 is my gift to you, and my way of saying thank you and supporting you in your journey to your selling success by giving you access to this Sales Appointment Setting Secrets Master Course. It is something I'm very proud of, and I know will make a huge difference for you. Gives you access to all of these things that are listed on the page that we've gone over. But click that link. Go there now, stick in your credit card, pay the $7, and immediately get access to it, and start taking your sales appointment setting to the next level by using these 5 secrets that we've gone over. So I want to, before we wrap up and end, I want to be sure to take some of your questions and answer some of your questions that you have. So let me check the chat feature really quick and see what kind of questions you have. If you have some questions about the things that we have covered and gone over, go ahead and chat those over to me. I'll get those, and I'm happy to address those now before we get ready to wrap up here in a couple of quick minutes. So, okay, very good. So I appreciate this question. One question that came in was, what are some other examples of something complimentary or free that I can offer? I'm in the IT industry. Okay, so good question. So if you're in the IT industry, you really provide services like so many others. It could be dental, it could be chiropractic, it could be accounting, it could be software, it could be marketing. A lot of services are offered B2B. And so that's fine. So think about what might be the very beginning stages of your selling process, the very, very beginning stages of your selling process. What would they need to know or understand about you that or themselves that would help them take one more step forward in your selling process with them? So think about, if, for example, if you're in the IT industry, maybe you could do an IT audit, or you could maybe you could provide them with a checklist, a document or a resource. It could be an article or a document that might have like an IT checklist. You know that your system is secure and safe and buttoned down if you have these 10 things present. And so you can drop off like a checklist or something that they can go through to check themselves and kind of score themselves. And if they score high, good. If they score low, then you've immediately got some things to work with them on. So think about maybe a checklist, or think about an audit or an analysis that they could use there. So hope that helps. Let's see if there's who else got a question here. Let's see. Okay, here's another one. Okay, this is a good question. Tell me, I don't quite understand how a pattern interrupting question works. Can you give some more examples on that? Yes, so a pattern interrupting question, again, is any question that you ask right off the bat, right when they pick up the phone or right when you introduce yourself, typically, that takes the spotlight off of you as a salesperson and puts the spotlight on them. And some examples that I've maybe alluded to in the past are, hi, John, this is Terry. Does my name sound familiar to you? I get him to think about himself instead of me. Or, hi, John, Terry Hansen here. Did I catch it a bad time? That question alone takes the focus off me and puts it right on him. Another question might be, again, that I alluded to is, I understand you're over marketing. Is that true, or is that actually somebody else's job? And again, he's thinking about himself, not thinking about me. So there really aren't any specific pattern interrupting questions that work like magic. It's just a matter of asking them a question about themselves that gets them thinking about themselves instead of on me. But make no mistake, I want to quickly share my purpose and get permission to chat with him. Had a question for you. Do you have a minute? Or I was hoping to ask you about your new initiative. Do you have time for that? Or something like that. But make sure you always get permission before you jump in to the introduction stage. So we are just about out of time. I don't want to burn through too much time with everybody, but I sure appreciate the chance to be with you. I hope some of the things that we have talked about have made a difference for you. Again, 5 secrets to motivating business owners and sales prospects to meet with you really boil down to capturing their attention, building their trust, motivating them, helping them feel safe, and helping them getting committed. If you can do those 5 things in the 5 or 10 minutes that you're chatting with them, following the steps that I've given you, you will double and triple the quantity of meetings that you are scheduling on a weekly basis, as well as decrease the quantity of time that you're spending in doing that. Why? Because your hit rate it will increase substantially. So my gift to you today, only $7, gets you access to the master course, the Sales Appointment Setting Secrets master course that gets you access to all the great things in there. So take some good action, reward yourself. This is my gift to you. My name is Terry Hansen. So good to be with you. If I can be of further help and assistance to you, feel free to email me anytime. And until we meet again, take good care. Keep up the good work. I believe in you. And remember, your success is not that far away. So keep up the good work. Talk to you later.